What up, boys? Welcome back to another balance change review video. There's no face cam again today because I'm on an off day. I'm so entirely lazy today, which is why this video is sort of late, but we won't talk about it. But yeah, today there's balance changes and I'm tired, so let's just read these. Elite Barbarians damage is going up by almost 20% and their hit speed is coming down by about 13%. So overall that's a buff, which is obviously what they need in challenges, but on ladder obviously not. Like, obviously they're trying to just make them better in challenges, but I still don't understand why they don't just go record now. Like, just change the rarity, like, ugh, whatever. Elite Barbarians are one of the most controversial cards in the game, very popular when overleveled on ladder, but among the lowest win rate cards in challenges. They need a specific use case in competitive games, but a clear counterplay option as well. The goal of this change is to increase their power in specific usages, such as being able to two-hit a wizard at equal levels. I mean, do you really want them to be a defensive troop? Is that, like, what we want? Because not really, right? Like, their entire usage on ladder is just to be at win condition. Why are we now trying to make them better on defense and then go on offense afterwards? Like, that's just making them better? I mean, they say it does make them weaker to swarms, but already they were countered by most swarms. They should feel less like a jack of all trades to casual players and more of a specialized counter to backline support troops. Like, yeah, and we do need more cards like that. But then, like, change the movement speed or something so they're not insanely overpowered on the counter push. Like, I don't know. Rascal boy hit speed down 13%. Rascals are among the most versatile and powerful single card defense in the game, 100% agree. They are usually over the acceptable win rate, so we want to go for a slight nerf. The boy's main purpose is to tank damage for the girls, so we're reducing his damage output to make him less of a solo threat if the girls are defeated. I mean, yeah, but he was already not really a threat. Like, as soon as you log arrow or barrel the girls, then the Rascal Boy, like, doesn't really matter. So, I don't know. I'd prefer to have seen either the girls get a nerf or him get HP nerf, so it's easier to get the girls behind, because the Rascal Boy doesn't really do anything. It's all about the DPS from the girls behind him, but I don't know, that's just me. Arrows, projectile speed are faster. The arrow spell does solid damage over a wide area, but lacks the utility of smaller spells. This increase in speed allows arrows to make it more responsive and better for responding to swarms like Minion Horde when attacking. Yeah, arrows, like, needs a huge buff. Arrows, like, is probably one of the worst spells in the game, and that includes, like, effect spells in my opinion. I don't know if projectile speed is the way to go. I don't know if I don't know if interactions are the way to go. I don't know if cost is the way to go. I don't know if radius is the way to go, but arrows need something, hopefully, that makes them usable, but I have my doubts because arrows are just pretty trash. And then finally, which is very surprising, but also not surprising that it's final, because these, balance changes just, they're not things anymore. Barbarian Barrel has remained above a fair win rate even through the recent nerf to the Barbarian hit points. We are reducing its damage by 10% to offset the value you get from the Barbarian and separating it further from the log. I mean, yeah, Barrel did need a nerf, but 10%, that's a lot. It's gonna change that card. I mean, maybe not, right? Because if it doesn't change any interactions, then it will be fine. I guess the only interactions it will change are, like, maybe the Barb now needs another hit on certain units, but I don't know. I think Barbarian will still live, even though 10% is a lot, because they haven't written any interactions that it's changing, so I'm assuming it's going to be okay. But yeah, anyway, these changes are going live. What's the date today? Is it the 31st or is it the 1st? It is the 31st. So in 4 days on the Monday after you're watching this video, because nobody watches this once the balances are out. That's dumb. So yeah, just a quick note. Obviously, I do this every time, but 4 changes, right? They write above here, they were like, where is it? We now feel the game is in a very healthy state. Okay, the game's in a very healthy state of balancing. I agree. Most cards are balanced. We have, most of the cards are usable. There's a few, there's like, maybe 20 that are trash and maybe 1 to 2 that are too powerful, but most of the cards in the game are balanced, I agree. However, the game itself isn't necessarily in a heavy state just because, in a healthy state just because balancing is in a healthy state. Like, you're not doing monthly updates, you're not doing weekly or bi-weekly card releases. The only thing we have to consistently look forward to are monthly balances. And when these balance changes no longer impact the game to where the meta shifts a bunch, we're really just playing the same thing for months on end, and that isn't a healthy state for the game because it gets boring, right? Nobody wants to play the same meta decks for months on end. The whole fun of this game is that every month, you know, we get 8 to 10 changes that are big, they're impactful, they change the meta decks up, and what you now have is an entirely new meta that you may love or you may hate, but you have the experience of finding new decks that you love and you can, you know, play for another month, and then suddenly it's all shifted up again. I know that sucks for ladder, but really this game is built around challenges, and to me, challenges are so boring when it's just the same meta decks for months on end because there are barely any balance changes, and there's only 4 here, and it would be so easy for me to just say, oh look, there's only 4, they're lazy, but I don't think they're lazy. I think they just don't understand why we want more balances. I think there's this concept in Supercell where they're like, balances are only for balancing, when in reality, the most exciting part of a balance change is that it's refreshing. Nobody's like sat there like, oh yes, this card got nerfed and I hate it so much. People, they're like, you know, this card got nerfed and it will allow me to use other things, right? I can now play against other decks because I don't have to see this one so much. Nobody has like a personal hatred towards a card's concept. It's only ever about how powerful that card is, and yeah, I don't know where that rant was going. I said I'd make this video short, but I guess I've made it exceptionally long for 4 balance changes, that's what I do. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, try not to take this as me complaining. This is me being extremely tired and having, you know, thoughts on balance changes built up for a while. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the balance change. I hope everything is alright in the world. My arm just clicked. I'm not cutting out. That can stay in. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and peace.